Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your AEW Dynamite post-show for Wednesday, February 23rd. Tonight on the show, Buddy Matthews, a.k.a. Buddy Murphy, makes his AEW debut. MJF delivers a classic promo, and Bryan versus Moxley, Cole versus Hangman, and a bunch of other matches made official for AEW Revolution. Let's get to it. All right, then. What's up, John? Thank you, Ray.
Noises right away. That's what's up.
Thank you, Ray, for renewing the membership. Don't forget to become a member if you're not a member already. Hey, another member joining. There you go, Leor. Leor knows what's up. Ray knows what's up. They are members. Become a member of the team. Join.ringsidereport.net. If you haven't joined already, join. What are you waiting for? Become a member. $5 a month. You can call into the show. You can talk to us. And you support the Ringside Report Network and keep us going and keep delivering quality programs like this that you're watching right now. John, what did you think of Dynamite tonight? Did you watch it?
I watched it. I think it was one of the better episodes. I think we've had some good episodes recently, and this one was somewhat of a step down.
Yeah, I don't think it was as good as past few episodes that we've had. Maybe in the month of February, this is probably the weaker one, but it was still not a bad show, right? Like, it wasn't great, nothing, terrible, but nothing terrific. But overall, it was all right. I didn't have a problem with it.
Well, when I look in terms of, like, what's the best match, it's like, well, there was one good match. The rest were just kind of, they happen. That's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's never good.
I don't know. Bryan and Garcia was all right, and the rest of the matches weren't great, but they kept my attention and they didn't drag. Looking at the matches that we saw as far as in-ring, we started off with a Battle Royal, Butcher and the Blade, the Young Bucks, Santana and Ortiz, Private Party, Silver and Reynolds, Red Dragon, Best Friends, FTR, the Ass Boys, and 2.0 all in that Battle Royal. Red Dragon wound up winning. We didn't have another match for quite a while. We had some promos. We had a long MJF promo that was fantastic that we'll talk about. Then we had Penta, Obscuro, and Pac getting the win over the House of Black. That was not great. Then we had Ricky Starks beating 10. Again, it happened. Jade Cargill over the Bunny in a match that happened. And Bryan Danielson over Daniel Garcia in the main event. I would say match of the night. Wasn't the best Bryan Danielson match we've seen in AEW. I know Jim Ross was saying, we're going to have a match of the year coming up here. Danielson and Garcia. And Excalibur was like, it's a dream match. And I'm like, I think you guys are overestimating Daniel Garcia. Like, it was all right, but I think the match with Lee Moriarty last week was better.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. But, their job is to oversell everything.
I guess. I don't know. They seem really hell-bent on pushing Daniel Garcia, and he's like, okay, but I don't know. This didn't feel like a main event.
No, I completely agree with you. It didn't really feel like it too much.
Yeah. It was all right. Danielson beats Garcia via technical submission with a triangle choke. Garcia was out, but he was out before Bryan strapped in that triangle, kicked in the face. Same finish as Moriarty last week, where Bryan just delivers those stomps to the face, makes the guy unconscious, and then wraps in the triangle, but it's really pointless at that point because he's done. And same finish as Moriarty last week. Bryan then took the microphone, says, Garcia, that's exactly what I wanted to see. He asked the fans if Garcia brought the violence, and I think Bryan was expecting the fans to be like, yeah, Garcia, and the fans were like, yeah. Lukewarm reaction there.
I felt the same way.
Right? Like, I felt the same way, you felt the same way, and the fans kind of reacted like, yeah, kind of. I don't know, not really. And then 2.0 showed up and attacked Bryan. Jon Moxley makes the save, takes out both 2.0 guys. Garcia grabbed the chair, but Bryan stopped him. and Moxley hit Garcia with his DDT. And Bryan wants an answer from Moxley to see if they're going to team up or face each other. And Moxley seems to give an answer like kind of mumbled some things. Not in the microphone, just kind of to Bryan. And Bryan says, okay, well, Moxley, don't be surprised. He takes the chair and he's like, I never needed one of these to make somebody bleed. Moxley, don't be surprised if you're the only one bleeding at Revolution. So it'll be Bryan versus Moxley at Revolution. And then it seems like they will become a group because already they're helping each other out and kind of acting like a team. So, okay.
Right.
Kind of takes the suspense out of it, doesn't it? If the whole thing is like, are they going to team up after this match? And already, like, Moxley's making the save for Bryan. It's like, oh, yeah, well, they probably will then. Probably will.
I was just going to say that. It kind of takes away, like, the wonder if this would actually become a team where it's like, well, it seems like it's pretty much going to happen. It's just we have to get through this match first. Yeah.
The match will be good, but I don't know. I'm interested in the match because I think in ring-wise it'll be really good, but also I'm not sure who's going to win. So I like that. It's always good for a pay-per-view.
It's interesting, but I feel like, again, they said that Moxley kind of had to win. It was more of him trying to prove himself kind of thing.
Or Bryan just beats him, and Bryan is just that guy that Moxley can't beat, and they, it's like Moxley says if he can't beat him, join him, and he joins up with him, and then they're a group for a while, and Bryan is the number one, and Moxley is the number two, and they have some other guys in the group, and eventually, when they do break up, then Moxley can beat him. Because he's learned everything he knows, I think they could do that. I don't think Moxley needs to beat Bryan. I know you think that he will, and I'm always a guy that thinks Bryan will and should win every match that he's in, so who knows. But I could see Bryan winning. Why not?
We'll find out in 2 weeks' time, I guess, right? It's coming up.
Yes, indeed, John. Good promo. For the pay-per-view, Revolution on March 6th. What's up, Angelo? Angelo Contagonis watching us right now in the chat. What's up, man? The Canadians won tonight. I'm surprised, John, you were watching Dynamite and not watching the Canadians.
Oh, I was doing both.
Oh, yeah. They won. Are they good now? Have they turned it around?
Well, it's maybe a little too late, but,
Oh, okay.
Probably more wins than the Yankees will get this season, at least.
Are you crazy? Not even close. How many wins do the Canadians have? Well, if there's baseball, the Yankees will get more wins than the Canadians. I mean, they have a longer season, so it helps.
We'll see if there's baseball.
Yeah, but 162 games. How many games in pro hockey? 80-something?
I don't think there's going to be any baseball.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing. Whatever. I really don't care. I mean, it's February. Whatever. Baseball, no baseball. There's no baseball in this city, so if there's baseball or not, I don't really care. I mean, it'd be nice, but, things happen. I'm more concerned with this Dynamite show, which was, it was okay. It wasn't the best Dynamite, wasn't the worst Dynamite. It was just a Dynamite. They had a debut. Wouldn't be a Dynamite without a debut of an ex-WWE guy, right? Buddy Murphy debuts. In a segment that I didn't love, Penta is now Penta Obscuro. And his entrance he comes out of like a tombstone grave thing. And his manager, Alex Abrahantes, is dressed like a cheap-ass Dracula and looks ridiculous. This was horrible. Sure. Didn't he look bad? Like, what the... Like, Penta Obscuro...
Well, his gear looked good.
Obscuro looks okay, but Abrahantes looks ridiculous. What the hell was that?
I thought he was just trying to be like a druid of some kind.
With the white face paint on, he looks like Dracula. That was awful. What the hell is that? What are they trying to do with that? Oh, they got to have a darkness Undertaker Penta. What? Undertaker Penta?
Yeah, it's weird. It's different, but he did something like this in Lucha Underground before, so I guess it was kind of popular. He's just trying to use it again, I guess.
with the goddamn Dracula manager. It's ridiculous. Looked like I was watching ECW from the Sci-Fi Network. Where's the zombie and that other guy with the lady with the big boobs there? The vampire, Kevin Thorne.
Shelly Martinez.
Yeah. Remember she had big boobs and she was like a vampire? That was like her whole gimmick. Low-cut tops and fangs. Ridiculous.
Right, that was a play just off vampires, yeah.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked then and it sucks now. Abrahantes. What the hell is that?
No fangs, though.
Yeah, whatever. You might as well have fangs. I hated that. And then Penta and Pac beat the House of Black. All these guys have the same gimmick, basically. They all have these, like, quasi-Undertaker gimmicks. Like, everybody in this stupid match.
Pac is really Undertaker thing.
All right, he's just, like, kind of mean or whatever. And then Penta's got this Taker gimmick. Brody King is just like Malachi's assistant. Malachi thinks he's some sort of creature of the night now. He goes to spit out the mist on Penta, but Penta blocked it. And then Malachi sold that he was choking on the mist. And then Brody laid out Pac and Penta after the match, but Penta blocked the mist from Aleister Black and then rolled him up for the win. So Penta and Pac get the win. And then Brody King just beats up Penta and Pac after the match. And Malachi Black goes to bludgeon Penta in the head with a shovel. But then the lights go out and Buddy Murphy shows up looking jacked. And Malachi Black looks a bit scared, but then Buddy decides to attack Pac and Penta instead. Security tried to stop the attack, but Brody King took them out. And Malachi at some point pulled Buddy off of Penta and then gave him instructions and slapped him a bit. Malachi slapping Buddy, so Buddy's on his side. And then Buddy stomped Penta's head into a steel chair. Which, if the goal was to destroy Pentagon, why have Buddy Murphy come out when Malachi had the shovel at his face? Like, why not just smack him in the face with the shovel and be done with it? Why you got to have Buddy Murphy come out and interrupt it? Whatever they did after the shovel was not as impressive as what they would have done with that shovel. You know what I mean? Like, Malachi Black was about to kill this guy with a shovel. Lights go out. Another goon comes out. And they kick his head into a steel chair. But Malachi was about to kill this dude with a shovel. They forgot about the murder. And they just kind of did a simple assault. Because Buddy Murphy showed up.
I don't know if they're going to sell it in the sense where it's like he was thinking of actually helping Penta and Pac, and then he's like, well, maybe I won't actually help them. Because that's what it kind of felt like a bit.
They had like a thing in WWE, right? Buddy Murphy and Aleister Black, didn't they have some sort of feud at some point?
He's the one who helped take out his eye, remember?
Malachi Black took out Buddy Murphy's eyeball?
No, Buddy Murphy took out Malachi, remember? Because Malachi had the eye patch.
Oh, yeah. Wait, Malachi had an eye patch?
Yeah, because he was helping the Mysterios.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all that shit is coming back to me now. Buddy Murphy was with Seth Rollins when he was doing the eye for an eye stuff with Ray, right?
Right.
And then Buddy Murphy started having sex with Ray's daughter. And then all that stuff disappeared, and then Buddy Murphy got fired.
I think when he was slapping him, he was pointing at his eye and saying, like, remember what you did to me, do it to him kind of thing.
Okay, so Buddy Murphy helped Seth Rollins take out Aleister Black's eye, so that's why they have, like, a thing. Like, the fact that people actually remember this, and we're supposed to kind of remember this inter-promotional shitty angles. Ugh. Is Buddy Murphy more jacked, or does he just look big in AEW because everybody's so small?
No, I think he's more jacked, more tan, too.
Yeah.
So all that kind of helps. When you're on the road all the time, you know, you can actually train more, so it helps.
Does he move the needle, though? When you see Buddy Murphy show up, like, I know he's like a decent little wrestler and he can do flips and he looks good, but I've never cared about him. And he's not a guy, like, sure, he's talented and I'm sure he's a nice guy or whatever. But I have never tuned into a wrestling show saying, wow, I hope Buddy Murphy's on this.
Well, I think the problem is just in terms of his talking. It's probably not a strong suit. So being in a group might actually help him out where he's just kind of an extra there, but he can just showcase himself in terms of his wrestling ability and just get over with that. In AEW, you can kind of hide stuff like that.
Can you? Malachi Black's cutting promos all the time. That's not getting hidden. It's exposed. It's garbage. This whole House of Black thing, Buddy Murphy coming in. This guy's biggest claim to fame is having sex with Alexa Bliss and Dominic Mysterio's sister or whatever. I don't think that was real.
Daughter, not sister.
Yeah, whatever. Ray's sister, Ray's daughter, whatever she is. But he had a real relationship, a real life relationship with Alexa Bliss, and that's basically the most impressive thing he's done in his life as far as pro wrestling. It's closest he's got to the main event. I don't want to take it out on Buddy Murphy. I just don't care about him, you know?
Sounds like you already did.
Am I wrong?
Well, he was a tag team champion. I mean, I know you don't think much of the Raw tag team champion. He was Seth Rollins.
For what, a minute? I mean, who cares?
A couple of months, actually, I think. But I understand, like, the whole, like, Thunderdome era, you kind of want to forget about it. Seems like you've already moved on. Most people have, I think. But it happened.
Yes, John, it did happen. Thank you for that. I mean, I'll remember it if it's memorable, right? A lot of that shit was just forgettable. WWE doesn't do a lot of that memorable stuff. They really didn't do much memorable with Buddy Murphy. I'll tell you that much. It was not great. Buddy Murphy. And now he's in AEW, and he's with these Aleister Black guys, and I don't know. This was not great. Not great. The show opened with the Tag Team Battle Royal. FTR eliminated Nick Jackson pretty early. Trent eliminated Bobby Fish. Johnny Hungy made a good show out of it. He eliminated Cash from the FTR. The match came down. Final six were Hungy, Matt Jackson, Santana, Dax Harwood, Trent, and Kyle O'Reilly. The final four were Matt Jackson, O'Reilly, final three rather, Matt Jackson, Kyle O'Reilly, and Johnny Hungy. O'Reilly faked a shoulder injury, sent Matt and O'Reilly were teaming up at this point. O'Reilly sent Matt to eliminate Hungy. He did, and then O'Reilly came up from behind Matt Jackson and eliminated him to win the Battle Royal for his team, Red Dragon. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish win the Battle Royal and earn themselves a title shot at Revolution in a triple threat tag team title match against the Jungle Boys. The Young Bucks got in the ring after the match and argued with Fish and Kyle. And then Hangman Page came out and beat up Red Dragon, and the Bucks just kind of watched, let Hangman do his thing, and left the ring. Adam Cole showed up, tried to attack Hangman, but Hangman caught him and beat him up a bit. Johnny Hungy did a dive on Red Dragon and tossed Kyle into the ring to get a buckshot lariat from Hangman. And Hangman then took the mic and says, it's story time with Adam Page, baby. And he tells the story of Adam Cole's wrestling career, winning championships everywhere he's been, and eventually heading for a 6-foot hole in the ground. And Hangman says Cole will take one step closer to the grave, and Hangman will lay him in it at Revolution. Hangman Page started off doing a Hangman promo and ended off doing an Undertaker promo. Adam Cole, you'll be 6 feet under at Revolution. I'm digging a 6-foot hole in the ground. Like, what the hell was that? What happened to Hangman?
Well, I thought they were going to have a very live match for a second, but, I guess he just, for some reason, just wanted to throw in death for whatever reason, and wrestling him is like going to die, I guess. That's the way he put his promo. It was weird, but that was the way he did his promo. It wasn't the best promo that we saw tonight, but promos were probably the strongest point of the show, actually.
Yeah. But this promo was not great. I didn't love this Hangman promo. I did like the stuff with the Bucks, though. Like, Hangman comes out, the Bucks are there, Hangman attacks Red Dragon because they attacked him last week, and the Bucks are just like, go for it, Hangman. You know, they're not mad at like, that was interesting. There were some moments, and of course the Bucks and Red Dragon are on a collision course. Red Dragon wins the Battle Royal this week. I wonder who will win next week. They have a Casino Battle Royal next week, with the winners of that one getting the other spot in the Triple Threat Tag Team title match at Revolution. Probably the Young Bucks winning next week, right? I mean, when I say
Seems
probably,
more than likely.
I mean definitely. I kind of wanted Johnny Hungy to win it for his team. I like how far Hungy went. They're pushing Hungy a little bit every now and again. He had a good showing tonight. Looked great. Fans are into him. Does those powerful moves, a double suplex on guys. Like, Hungy's awesome.
Well, you got to see him. You should be happy. And you'll probably get to see him again next week, and he'll probably have a good showing.
Yeah.
However, he's not going to win.
No. But, you know, I'm a big fan of Johnny Hungy, and I really like that he was kept to the end of that Battle Royal. And, yeah, he's not winning, but he's still getting pushed. And I think maybe if he keeps getting spots where he almost wins, eventually he will win one of these big ones.
Actually, are they even in it? Because aren't they in like a 6-man tag next week?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they probably won't be in the Battle Royal next week, but that's okay. They don't need to be in it. But I just think Hungy had a good performance tonight. Every time he's put in these spots, he delivers. But I'm a big Hungy fan. Like, what do you think of Hungy's performance? You're not so sold on the Johnny Hungy character like I am, right? Like, what did you think of his performance in the Battle Royal?
The problem is more the Dark Order. Just the Dark Order it's kind of a joke kind of group, so it's kind of hard. He's more attached to that.
Yeah.
Like, he's fine, but, like, it doesn't really make sense with the whole group, in a sense. Like, he can come out and do all this great stuff, but then you see, like, 10 later on, and it's nothing great.
Yeah.
So, like, he sticks out in a good way, but when you're associated with the Dark Order, it kind of brings him down.
We don't see enough Uno and Grayson to kind of raise the reputation of the Dark Order, too. I think that the Dark Order wouldn't be as disrespected by wrestling fans if Uno and Grayson were more at the forefront of it with Johnny Hungy. But instead, we see 10 and a bunch of the goofiness. So, and 5.
I don't think we've seen Grayson in quite a while, if not mistaken.
Right. But he's legit. Like, you like him.
Yeah, but, like, if you're not being used, this is the problem. You got to stay consistent. I mean, just getting, like, John Silver wrestling consistently, that's hard enough. And you get the other ones wrestling as well.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the way AEW works, right? You don't have room for everybody, and sometimes the people that you think should be on the show are never on the show. Bryan Danielson's on the show.
Wrestled 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, what the hell is that? Why? Let's talk about that match. 10 wrestled tonight against Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks grabbed at 10's mask, turned it around, and then hit him with a spear to get the pinfall and advance into the face of the Revolution ladder match. I was kind of disappointed because we were headed for an all-Haas ladder match. We had Keith Lee, we had Wardlow, we had Will Hobbs. You add 10 in this, and it's just another Haas in this ladder match, but instead we get Absolute Ricky Starks, this is a 6-man ladder match, and him and Hobbs are both in it, and they're like a team, so doesn't seem fair. But Ricky Starks beats 10 tonight in probably the worst match of the night. And I'm including Jade Cargill and the Bunny.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was actually the worst match, but
It was not good.
This wasn't too.
Yeah.
This wasn't too far behind. I mean, they both weren't that. To me, this just wasn't anything special. I find where that one was just.
It should be better than it was. You know, like Ricky Starks and 10 should be better at this point. Jade Cargill and the Bunny are not expected to have a classic match. You know?
I guess that's fair. I think that's more on Ricky Starks, but it also goes to show like sometimes you just don't have chemistry with everybody, kind of thing. You know, Ricky Starks can have better matches. You saw it his match with Jay Lethal.
Mm-hmm.
He can have very good matches, but you know, if you don't always have a good hand with you, it can be kind of tough. And if he's got to lead it, sometimes it doesn't work out too well. Didn't work out too well tonight.
10 looks awkward just walking to the ring.
Well, he was more awkward when he first started, so he's actually, surprisingly, he's actually improved, but it's very slow improvement.
He's got no footwork. He's got 2 left feet, this guy. He looks all stumbly-bumbly in there. Looks like he walks around like a goddamn ostrich. Terrible. I don't know what's going on, but he is just, I don't know. I've been like less impressed with 10 as the weeks have gone on. The more I see 10 in the ring, the more I think I never want to see 10 ever again. Ugh. Also, he stole Sean Spears' old gimmick last week when he did his match. You see him go to the crowd, he's like, and the crowd starts going 10, 10, 10. That's what Ty Dillinger used to do, the perfect 10. Remember in WWE,
right.
he would go to the crowd, he'd do this, and they would chant 10? I mean, he's not doing it anymore, So I guess it's good for 10 to steal, but just doing this and making the crowd chant 10, I was like, guy did that like not that long ago. And it didn't work for him. It's not going to work for you, brother. It's not going to work for you.
I thought it was actually working for him, but they just kind of killed it because they didn't want him to get over.
I don't think it worked for him. I was never a fan. I don't know. The best thing Ricky Starks did tonight was make fun of Keith Lee's voice. Hello, Keith Lee. How are you? That was fantastic. His Keith Lee
Ricky
impression.
Starks is good.
Yeah, that was great. I guess they know each other from the indies or something. They're like, oh, we meet again, and it doesn't matter what you did before this place. This is what matters here, you know. Wherever you were before here, Keith Lee. But I liked Ricky Starks' Keith Lee voice. I thought that was great. That was the best thing that Ricky Starks did all night. So, commendable. And they promoted the ladder match there. All right, let's get to the best part of the show. MJF. My God.
This wasn't the best part, but it was okay.
What? What was better?
Jericho and Kingston. That was better.
Disagree. I disagree.
Well,
are you kidding?
I thought Jericho and Kingston, that was fantastic stuff. I'm hyped for that match now.
I thought the MJF promo did something that AEW and pro wrestling just does not do anymore. Giving you something completely unexpected, making you feel sorry for MJF. The top heel in the business came off like a babyface here tonight. That promo was incredible. Right. Incredible. MJF comes out teary-eyed, and he talks about how, you know, when he met CM Punk, it was just another Friday for Punk, or it wasn't just another Friday for MJF. He says at one point in his life, the only reason he got out of bed was professional wrestling. He had ADD, and school was hell for him, but the only thing he was good at was football. And he was only one of 2 Jewish kids to try out, and he made the team. And then he talked about his football teammates throwing quarters at him, thinking that he would make friends and thinking that these guys would accept him, but instead his fellow football guys threw quarters at him and said, "Pick it up, Jew boy." And you felt the emotion there from MJF. I felt it. MJF said he went home and he cried. But he said later that night, he got to meet his hero CM Punk at an autograph signing. And meeting CM Punk and seeing what CM Punk did, speaking his mind, standing up for himself, it inspired him to become the best in the world, just like his hero. And MJF says that was about 2013. And in January 2014, Punk left him when he needed him the most. MJF says, well, if my hero couldn't do it, if my hero couldn't stand up to the wrestling business, maybe I'm going to give up too. I'm going to go play football in college and give up on my dreams of pro wrestling. But then he saw a picture of CM Punk shaking hands with Bryan Danielson, and it angered him, and it motivated him, and he decided right then and there that he was going to be the best in the world in spite of CM Punk. And MJF says to Punk, you can do whatever you want to me in that dog collar match. You can make me bleed. You can hurt me, but you will not make me quit. Because if I quit, I'll be like you. And I'm better than you, and you know it. My God. Masterful performance. CM Punk comes out looking surprised, upset, stands on the apron for a while just looking at MJF like, damn, man. And then he gets in the ring, doesn't get on the mic, and he goes, is that true? Is that real? And MJF says, yes, it's true. And Punk can't believe it, and MJF is crying, and MJF just walks away, and Punk just looks at him like, God damn. Punk feels bad. And MJF was crying. Real tears, real emotion, a real story. And Punk sold it perfectly. Reacted like a real person would react. This was high art professional wrestling. This was very high level storytelling. It was magnificent. A classic promo from MJF. One of the best wrestling promos I've ever seen. And, you know, I was talking about Edge on Monday night trying to do his actor thing and drum up these emotions that didn't make sense. MJF just showed you how to actually do one of these promos. Which is crazy because he's 25 years old. He's been in the business for, you know. And Edge has been in it for how long? But it's just a difference. MJF is a special performer. That promo was incredible. Incredible. So, I mean, I thought the Jericho thing was good too, but for me, this was the best thing on the show by far. And one of the best things I've ever seen in AEW.
Well, it was good that they were able to like twist it in a sense, right? Where, you know, like MJF's the jerk, but now after that promo, you kind of feel bad for MJF. They did a good way of twisting it. I just feel like next week they're just going to twist it again. He's just going to take it all back next week.
Yeah. I think he'll probably flip it around next week. And that's kind of what you have to do as a heel. You can't be a sympathetic heel, right? You got to be a mean heel, and yeah, he'll flip it. Like, remember when Mark Henry said he was retiring, and he did that epic promo? I don't know, was it on Raw or something? And everybody believed he was retiring, and it was like, oh my God. And then somehow he got Cena in the ring, and then he just beat the shit out of Cena.
Well, some sort of handshake, whatever, raise hands, and then pull them in.
Oh, that was good. But that's what you got to do as a heel. Like, sometimes you got to make them feel bad for you so that when they do feel bad for you and you flip it on them, they're really mad. Right?
Yeah. That's what's going to happen next week. So it's a good up and down for the story. But, I fully expect MJF to be the heel going into this match. I mean, they kind of twisted it now, but...
But there was truth there, right? There was truth in that promo.
And that's what helped with the promo. Make it real.
That's what you're looking for sometimes, man. You want some of that truth. In all this phony wrestling stuff, you want some of the truth to come out. We got Angelo giving us a call tonight. By the way, you can give us a call. I see Ray Cruz. I see Doug Hepburn. If you guys want to give us a call tonight, you can. If you are a member of the team, you can give us a call and let us know your thoughts on Dynamite, just like Angelo has done. What's up, Angelo? What'd you think of Dynamite tonight, man?
Not too bad. It was okay.
All right.
I personally enjoyed the MJF promo. Killer.
Yeah. That was the best thing on the show, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I thought so, too. What'd you think of... Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
What'd you think of the Pentagon Alex Abrahantes getup? Did you think it was as ridiculous as me? What was that Dracula thing? What was that?
That was just too cheap.
It was weird, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It didn't suit him at all.
No, not Abrahantes. It works for Penta, but Abrahantes looks goofy with him there.
Yeah.
So what else is going on, Angelo? What'd you think of Dynamite?
Overall, it was a good show.
Yeah. Yeah. Bit of a letdown as far as the past few weeks, but overall it was pretty good. You like Buddy Murphy showing up? Does he make a difference to you?
No, it doesn't move the needle for me at all.
No.
I don't think so, at least not now, but we'll see how this time goes on. Maybe.
Yeah. He looked in good shape, so we'll see.
He did look ripped, yeah.
Yeah. What's your match of the night tonight, Angelo?
Oh, boy. Good one. I like the Battle Royal at the beginning.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't...
Not the match of the night, but for me, it was an entertaining match.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hate the Battle Royal. It kept moving. It wasn't boring. It just, not much really happened as far as excellent wrestling. That Bryan Danielson, Daniel Garcia, probably the best in-ring contest we saw tonight.
I'll agree with you on that.
Yeah. Moxley and Bryan probably going to be a team. You have any guys that you'd like to see them grab up as underlings? They've teased Daniel Garcia or Lee Moriarty, but I don't know if those guys really make a difference on a team with Danielson and Moxley. Is there anybody in AEW you'd like to see them join up with?
I have no clue, to be honest.
Yeah. John? Anybody?
Well, just the guys that they wanted to team up with already that they named. That's all right, no?
No, it's not all right. It's boring, I'm saying. Garcia and Moriarty, who cares? Does that really...
Moriarty, he showed a lot of potential last week.
Boring. I think they're boring. I think they have to bring in somebody that's more interesting. Maybe bring in Johnny Hungy, get him away from the Dark Order, put him with a more serious group with Moxley and I don't know. But Daniel Garcia, I don't know. What, Angelo, are you impressed with Daniel Garcia? AEW seems to push him, and they have him on almost every wrestling show. But to me, he's okay. But there's just nothing.
Nothing there for me that says he's gonna go to the top.
Yeah, I don't see him as a top star or as a future superstar for AEW. I see a lot of guys with a lot of potential in the company, but Daniel Garcia isn't one of them that I see, loads of charisma from. In the ring, he's technically sound, he's fine, but charisma-wise, he's a void of charisma. There's nothing going on there.
Nothing there.
That's it. That's right. All right, Angelo. Anything else, man?
Well, no, that's it. I'll let you guys continue the show.
Good, man. Good to talk to you. Thank you, Angelo.
Take care, guys.
There he is. Angelo Cotagonis giving us a call. Become a member like Angelo. Join.ringsidereport.net. Join.ringsidereport.net and become a member of the team, and then you can give us a call like Angelo. Angelo giving us his thoughts on AEW Dynamite tonight. Yeah. I thought that MJF promo was amazing. Johnny, your favorite promo tonight was the Chris Jericho, Eddie Kingston thing. Fans singing Jericho to the ring. Eddie Kingston wants to know if we're done feeding Jericho's ego. Kingston wants to know why there's security there. Jericho says, well, they're here because we're going to talk like men, not common street thugs like Eddie thinks you are. Eddie, you think you're a common street thug, and we're not here to do that. Kingston says, I don't know why we're doing this promo. I'm not a sports entertainer. This is a wrestling company, not a sports entertainment company. And Jericho says we're down the road from Stamford, so maybe he'll give him some sports entertainment, which got some booze. Of course, tonight they were in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Got some booze, but then the fans turned around after Jericho says, I'm going to give you some sports entertainment, except this will actually be entertaining. And the fans are like, oh, yeah. I thought you were being pro WWE. You're taking a shot. We like it, Jericho, right? I like that. The fans are like, Jericho's like, well, we're just down the road from Stamford. Boo. But I'm going to give you some real sports entertainment that's actually entertaining. Yay. Yeah. I don't know. This was okay, but Jericho talks about Eddie Kingston coming to AEW and everybody in the locker room being excited, and Jericho had no idea who he was. He thought they were talking about Eddie Edwards. And Jericho says, when I saw you, I realized why I never heard of you, and it's because you look like a jobber, which I thought was one of the better lines of the night. When I saw you,
I feel like you said that.
Have I said
that? When he first came in.
He does look like a jobber. He looks very plain and generic, like a nobody, right? Like when he talks, he's good. He's got something there. You know, there's charisma. He's charismatic, but he does look kind of plain. Jericho says he saw his match against what's-his-name and heard his promo and then realized that Eddie was actually good. Jericho saying what's-his-name. Talking about Cody. Because Eddie Kingston made his debut in AEW against Cody, and Jericho's like, I didn't know who you were, but then I saw your match against what's-his-name, Cody Rhodes. So I guess they're not
got a reaction just saying that.
Yeah, but they're not saying Cody anymore on TV. Well, they did last week, but I guess Jericho
did that on purpose, though.
Yeah. Make us forget. Be like, whoever that guy is, whatever. Doesn't matter what his name is, type of thing. Jericho tells Eddie that, I told you after that match you're going to be a big fan favorite. You're going to be a huge babyface in AEW. And Eddie Kingston goes, what's a babyface?
There was a lot of good lines in this. That's what I liked about this promo. It was just a lot of good lines.
Yeah, but the emotion from MJF was on another level. I didn't feel the emotion between Jericho and Eddie. I know you're supposed to feel like they hate each other, but I didn't really feel that. Jericho says Eddie's jealous because Jericho, made it to the big time when he was 22 years old, and Eddie Kingston only made it to the big time at 38. By the age of 38, Jericho was a multiple-time world champion, main evented pay-per-views, and made millions of dollars. And Jericho says Eddie knows that he will never be at his level. And Eddie says the only reason Jericho did all those things in those places was because Eddie wasn't there, which, yeah, all right. Jericho won world championships in WWE, but if Eddie Kingston was there, he never would have. All right, and nobody believes that. That was a weak line from Eddie Kingston. The only reason you did all those things because I wasn't there. It's like, yeah, but Stone Cold was there, and he beat him. I mean, what are you doing to Stone Cold, Eddie Kingston? You know what I mean? This is a guy who beat The Rock. He beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin on the same night to become the first ever undisputed WWE champion. Eddie Kingston's like, if I was there, I would have done that. No, you wouldn't have. What are you talking about? Come on, man.
Yeah, but he's got to believe in himself, So that's the whole thing. Like, if he's going to say all this stuff, he's got to back it up. So that's his way of backing it up, is saying that I'm better than all these people.
Yeah, but he doesn't believe in himself, and that's exactly what Chris Jericho's saying. Jericho's saying, Eddie Kingston, you are scared of success. You are scared of hitting the big time because your father was a failure. Your uncle was a failure, and you think that you're a failure too, Eddie Kingston. Jericho says Eddie can't win the big one. And in AEW, the big one isn't Moxley or Bryan or Punk or the world champion Hangman. Jericho's the big one. Jericho's the big match. And Eddie says, bring the old Jericho. Don't bring the Jericho that wrestled Orange Cassidy. Bring the world champion Jericho, because if not, I'm going to eat you alive. Eddie wants a Jericho that his good friend Levesque hated, which was just an unnecessary Triple H name drop that really was out of place. What the hell was that?
Well, it was done because that's when Jericho was at his best, was when he was kind of feuding with Triple H.
I think he was actually at his best when he was feuding with Shawn Michaels in 2008.
Well, when he came in super strong, though, when he beat Triple H and they took the title away from him, Jericho was super high right there.
Yeah, but creatively, artistically, I don't think he was ever better than when he was feuding with Shawn Michaels and Rey Mysterio. When he came back after Fozzy. For me.
Fine, but I doubt Eddie was probably watching WWE then. He was probably watching WWE in 2000, but not 2008.
Well, he missed out because Shawn and Jericho showed Eddie Kingston what professional wrestling is all about. Jericho says, Eddie Kingston, you don't believe that you can beat me, and you are a loser. And hit my music. And then Jericho leaves. I thought Jericho was really good. Eddie Kingston didn't bring it like I thought he would or needed to in this promo. Jericho
well, it
won.
felt like he took all the beatings. Yeah, Jericho won the promo, but Jericho's not going to win at the pay-per-view. This is all set up, I think, to put over Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, it should be.
It's kind of put him down in a sense. It's like, yeah, I'm better than you. Like, I've done all this stuff. Like, you just wish you could be like me.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can beat me. And then he's actually going to beat him.
Yeah, he should. But, whatever. Because at this point, beating Jericho doesn't really mean anything in AEW.
It's important for Eddie Kingston, though. Like, if they're going to make him the world champion, which I think they might one day, like, it's important for him to beat Jericho.
Ugh.
You say, but I'm telling you, like, they're pushing towards that.
How second-rate indie garbage do they want to look? To the average wrestling fan, if you have Eddie Kingston on your championship, he's your world champion on your TV show. Average wrestling fan tunes in, and then tunes in on a Friday night and sees Roman Reigns, guy who looks like he's chiseled out of granite. What company are they going to take seriously, and what company is a joke? At least Hangman Page looks like a professional wrestler. He looks beautiful with his hair and his nice beard and his sculpted physique. He looks like a wrestler. Eddie Kingston's sitting out there with a gut. He's pushing 40. What the fuck, bro? That's not a world champion. Maybe TNT. Maybe. They make him world champion, I quit. That's
funny.
A joke, man. They can't make him world champion. Yeah, look at these guys. Angelo says, you're funny, Johnny. Doug Hepburn goes, Eddie Kingston champ. That'll put butts in the seats. Are you kidding me, John? They never will make him world champion. If they make him world champion, Tony Khan has not only lost his mind, he never had one to begin with. They've got Bryan Danielson and CM Punk and MJF and Darby Allin, and you're going to make Eddie Kingston world champion? Get the fuck out of here. It's ridiculous.
I'm not saying he's going to beat Hangman.
Make Hook world champion over that. No, Eddie Kingston, at 38 years old, will never be AEW world champion. And if he is, they have lost the plot. They have fucking completely lost their mind and lost what this business is supposed to be about and what a pro wrestling world champion is supposed to look and act like. Eddie Kingston. I like him. He's fine, but he's no world champion.
This is the build towards it here. We're starting.
No, it isn't. You're wrong. I'll bet you anything they don't make him world champion. And if they do, what the fuck? That guy. World champion. World champion. Average fan looks at that and goes, this is a joke company. This isn't a real company. It's not close to real. You got guys like Miro and Keith Lee and Aleister Black coming in. Eddie Kingston. I mean, look at Buddy Murphy. Total jabroni. At least he looks the part. Wow. John, I really hope you're wrong, because if they make him world champion, I swear I quit. I will not watch AEW ever again.
Wow, that much hatred. Wow.
I don't hate him. I just think that it would be such a stupid move to make him, of all people that they have, the world champion. Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, and Eddie Kingston? I don't think so.
I'm not saying he's going to be the next champion. I'm just saying they're slowly building towards that eventually.
He should never be the champion. Look at him.
Right? I know. I can see what he looks like. But
this guy makes Kevin Owens look like Lex Luger. What are we talking about?
I wouldn't say that whatsoever. But
it's close. It's close. Makes Kevin look jacked and big, thick. You know, Eddie Kingston is like a shittier shape Kevin Owens, with like not as good of a promo or wrestling. He's like a bad Kevin Owens. He's like a B version.
I mean, their promos are really different. I mean, they're both good, but different ways they're promos. So that's tough to say in terms of talk.
Kevin's way better.
totally different kind
Kevin
of
was
promo.
if Kevin was in AEW and allowed to say what he wants, come on, man. It wouldn't even be a contest. Wouldn't even be a contest. Like, unleash Kevin Owens. I think he's been Kevin Owens for so long, you forget how good Kevin Steen was. You know?
Yeah,
come
but
on.
Kevin gets goofy, though, sometimes. And, like,
in
when he
WWE...
gets, like, yeah, no, but he can be goofy. Like, if he's with the Bucks, he can be that kind of goofy, too, though.
Eddie Kingston's pretty goofy.
And not that bad, though. Not like BT bad.
I like BT. Take it easy. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Eddie Kingston can beat Jericho, but he can't be the world champion because that would be ridiculous. Promo was good tonight. Not as good as MJF's promo, but I thought it was good. Matt Hardy, Private Party, and Andrade do another stairwell promo. Matt talks about Andrade beating Sammy Guevara for the TNT title on Rampage Friday, and then he proposes a match for Revolution with Andrade and Isaiah Cassidy and himself against Sting, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara in the first ever AEW Tornado Trios match. Huh?
Well,
Filler.
pretty much no tags.
Yeah, I know. I know what a tornado match, but, like, why is this happening? This is filler. Matt Hardy, Andrade, and Isaiah Cassidy against Sting, Darby, and Sammy Guevara. It's because, they got nothing else for them at Revolution, so let's just put them in a match. 6-man tag that no one will care about. Like, why even put that on the pay-per-view? Let's just skip it and make the pay-per-view shorter. How about that?
Well, no, you want to put them on the pay-per-view because those guys are the TNT champions, so you want them on the pay-per-view wrestling. Sting wrestling on the pay-per-view.
Why?
Darby Allin as well. These are guys that should always be wrestling on the pay-per-view. They're good talent. They're great talent.
So
you want to see them wrestle.
They're on TV, though, all the time. Wrestle on TV. This is a TV match. This match should be on TV. Put it on Dynamite or Rampage. This is not a pay-per-view match. There's nothing on the line. It's a 6-man tag. Why is this on pay-per-view? Well, you know why I don't want it on pay-per-view? Because pay-per-view is already going to be 4 hours long. Does it need to be 5? Does it need to be 4.5 hours long? No. Cut this match. It's filler. Take it off. Put it on TV. It's a TV match. This isn't pay-per-view. You don't have to put all your wrestlers on pay-per-view because they're stars for your company. It's stupid. It's a TV match.
Oh, don't worry. Dark Order won't wrestle on the pay-per-view. You aren't going to see, like, Johnny Hungy wrestling. Not everyone's going to wrestle.
I don't get that.
They're going to wrestle.
Is that a joke or something, John? It's like that.
It's just facts. Like, Dark Order won't be wrestling on the pay-per-view. Not everyone's going to be wrestling on the pay-per-view. They're wrestling on the pay-per-view because they've been building this for a while. Andrade, Darby Allin, that's been building for a while. There needs to be an end to this.
Sammy Guevara's not part of this.
Well, he kind of got thrown into this recently, because of that whole, like...
So why isn't this Matt Hardy and Andrade versus Sting and Darby? That would be more acceptable on pay-per-view. Isaiah Cassidy and Sammy Guevara have no part in this. Why are they in this match? Because it's filler. Just because.
Well, they're throwing extras.
Yeah, let's just throw it in because filler. Bullshit. I don't want to see this. Give Johnny Hungy the TNT title and get rid of Sammy Guevara. I don't need that. I mean, Sammy Guevara is good now. I'm not saying get rid of him. I'm just saying, charisma as a babyface, I don't think he's really working. Yeah. But they have that match for Revolution for some reason. Honestly, their pay-per-views are too long, and it's because of stupid matches like that no one cares about. No one wants to see that. Unnecessary. Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa did a video promo package for their match at Revolution. That makes sense. That'll happen. That'll be a good one. Jade Cargill beat the Bunny. Hit her slam finish to retain the TBS championship. Matt Hardy came down during the match. He got ejected from ringside. Jade's manager, Smart Mark, got ejected as well. Jade does a promo after the match, says she's 28-0, soon to be 30-0, soon to be 50-0. She says, who's next, or who's left? But as soon as she said who's next, she left way too much time in between saying who's next and who's left, and it gave the fans the opportunity to start chanting Goldberg. Jade's on a win streak, and she says, "Who's next?" I mean, somebody needs to tell her not to do that. It was funny.
She'll learn.
And then Johnny's favorite, Ty Conti, shows up. And she says, I'm not next. I'm the one who's going to beat your ass, bitch. And then Ty Conti runs to the ring, and Jade's like, at Revolution. And then Ty gets in the ring. I'm like, what? What just happened there? I think Ty was supposed to say, I'm going to beat you at Revolution. Somebody was supposed to say Revolution, but Ty, like, forgot, starts running to the ring, so Jade's like, at Revolution. Oh, yeah, it was awkward as hell. Awkward. Ty throws a couple punches, and then the bunny attacked Ty, and then Jade kicked Ty in the face and left the ring, and then Anna Jay showed up way too late with a chair for some reason. I don't know what she was doing there. Commentary barely recognized that she was there. They're like, oh, Anna Jay's here for some reason. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, the worst part was when she got in the ring with the chair and, like, doesn't even really go after Jade. Just, like, slowly walks towards her with the chair and let Jade slowly get out of the ring. Like, what's the point of making the save if you're not even going to try?
Because everybody's green and nobody knows what the hell they're doing here. It's a mess.
It looked bad. The whole segment was bad.
Ty Conti not even remembering the name of the pay-per-view that she needs to goddamn promote for the match. Get it together, Ty Conti. You had like 3 lines. You forgot the name of the pay-per-view. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's not a big deal, though. I mean, the commentating can just say, like, oh, the match is going to happen at the pay-per-view. They didn't even say it's officially after the pay-per-view, but it's probably going to happen.
Yeah.
She just needs to say, like, she's the next one to beat her up. That's it. We can put the dots together.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. The match with the bunny was not great. The problem is with AEW right now and Jade Cargill is she's past the squash match stage, and now she's having real matches. And she's having real matches with these women that suck. Super chat. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there's not a lot of good competition for her.
That's the problem. Their division is super green. So Jade has nobody to work with. It's bad.
Yeah, well, they made too many of their good workers are heels, so it's the problem. Like, now they even have the bunny wrestling her. Not to say the bunny's good, but shows you that the lack of people they have for to wrestle. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, Bunny's a heel, and she's not even good.
It just shows you the lack of talent that they have here.
They have no baby
faces.
I
think Ty will be a better match for her, but I'm not going to say it's going to be much better.
She's green.
So, I mean, but at least she's better than the bunny, though. So it's at least a bit of a step up, but still. And at least she's a face, so that kind of helps a little bit, but still, it's tough. Like, they honestly need, like, a Tony Storm to come in.
Yeah. Tony Storm would be a good babyface. Turning Serena Deeb heel, I think, was maybe a mistake because she'd be good at helping Jade wrestle, have a little feud with Jade, improve her wrestling, you know? Serena knows what she's doing, but she's a heel, so they're not doing that. They got no baby. Where's Statlander? Statlander would be a decent opponent for Jade.
Be good.
You know? Give Jade Riho for a while, have her beat up Riho. Toss her around. Riho knows how to wrestle.
Rio's hurt, though.
Yeah. What about Sheeta? Where did they go?
Sheeta's hurt, too.
Oh, they're both hurt.
Yeah.
Well, forget it. Hopefully they can bring in Tony Storm. They bring in Buddy Murphy tonight. Brian Firth dropping a super chat. Thank you, Brian. He says, hey, guys, I heard Swerve will be coming to AEW. Where do you see him in AEW? TNT title? Yeah, I don't know. Shane Swerve Strickland, formerly Isaiah Swerve Scott in WWE. What was his name?
You had it right. Yeah. You have the toy, so that kind of helps as well. You'll be able to see the name off the toy, I guess.
How do you know?
That's what it looks like you're looking for right now. Yeah. Have your pile of toys.
Take it easy. I got Yeah, I just found this guy's action figure the other day at the store. I noticed I got this new Rock. I found the new Dwayne figure that they have, a new basic Dwayne. See that? Saw this one at the Walmart. Picked this one up because it's the Rock. So, yeah.
That's old Hollywood, 2003 Hollywood.
Yeah, got to have Dwayne in the collection there. Old Dwayne-y. And then I noticed on the back they had this guy, Swerve Scott. And this is the first Swerve Scott action figure that they made. And I think the only one, right? Because they released him right afterwards. He was in Hit Row.
Makes sense.
He's a good wrestler, though. He's like a good, he's like the most talented guy. I think he was North American champion, Cruiserweight champion. He's a talented guy, Isaiah Swerve Scott, or now Shane Swerve Strickland. And, yeah, I got his action figure. And now apparently he's going to be going to AEW. Apparently Fightful is reporting that he has signed to AEW and is going to debut in March. So, yeah, I don't know where he fits in. I mean, I guess he could fit in the TNT title scene, but I don't know if he jumps in there right away. We see people come into AEW and just kind of blend in and not really make an impact, you know? Where's Jay Lethal? What happened to him? I don't know what happens to Swerve. Like, it depends. It depends what he is when he shows up to AEW. How do they book him? What's his promo like? I've never really seen this guy cut a promo outside of WWE, so I don't know. Can he talk? I know he can wrestle, but, you know, a lot of guys in AEW can wrestle and are his size. So I don't think he really is different than a lot of the guys in AEW. He's kind of a cruiserweight that can work. And they have a ton of those guys. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know if he makes an impact in AEW. I hope for his sake he does, but I'm not convinced.
Well, I saw a rumor that they want to bring in all of Hit Row. So I think actually him with an entourage, that could be something. I don't know if he actually bring in all of his buddies with him, but something with an entourage might actually work.
Not Top Dollar. Not that guy.
I have no idea if they'd actually do that or bring in totally new people for him. But him in a group would be a good idea, I think.
His own group, maybe. It would, you know, make him different right off the bat. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about him. I think he's a really talented in-ring wrestler, but there's a lot of guys in the ring that could work in AEW. And because of his size, he really doesn't stand out. You know, a guy like Keith Lee shows up and he immediately makes an impact because he's so big. And AEW lacks in size. What they don't lack is in good working cruiserweights, right? They have a ton of those. A ton.
Right.
And a lot of them you've never even heard of because they're on Dark and stuff, and they're just making their way. I don't know. But, yeah, good for him. Good for AEW, I guess. They just keep signing people. Buddy Murphy and Swerve are the signings this week. Going after the 205 Live crowd now. It's like, all right. I don't know. Doesn't excite me, John. I don't know about you, but it doesn't get me hyped for AEW.
Well, as long as they have good ideas for them. I mean, just signing guys is nice, but I mean, if you don't have a plan for them, it's not going to really work out too well. I think that was the problem with Jay Lethal. It's like, well, we'll take them, but we don't really have plans for them, so we have them. We use them here and there, but that's it. So it needs to be more than just that for them.
I mean, they debuted Danhausen. I know he's hurt and he can't wrestle, but, like, they brought him in. He's kind of shown up with Orange Cassidy a couple of times, and, like, they don't seem to have a plan with him. He's just kind of signed and around. They sign people with no plan. They're just like, yeah, we'll figure it out. But before they figure it out, they put them on TV for some reason. How about waiting until you have a plan before just trotting them out on TV and then seeing where the chips fall afterwards? I don't get it.
Well, the thing I think with Danhausen is the fact that he sells a lot of merch, so helps AEW, I think.
I suppose. All right, coming up here in AEW, Orange Cassidy versus Anthony Bowens on Friday's Rampage in a ladder match qualifier. I wonder who's going to win that one, Orange Cassidy or Anthony Bowens. I mean, come on.
Well, Orange Cassidy for sure, but
Well, yeah.
still.
Still what?
It might be an okay match, Bowens, the
Yeah.
Acclaim, they're showcasing a lot more, so that's good for him.
Yeah, I like Bowens, but, him and Orange Cassidy for a ladder match qualifier, I think we know what's going to happen there. Serena Deeb is going to do another Professor Challenge on Rampage, and Britt Baker, Thunder Rosa will have a contract signing. Next week on Dynamite, it'll be Hangman Page, John Silver, and Alex Reynolds taking on Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish in a 6-man tag. They'll have that Casino Battle Royal as well that the Young Bucks will win so that they can be in the tag title match at Revolution. Speaking of Revolution, Matt Hardy, Andrade, and Isaiah Cassidy versus Sting, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara, likely for Revolution. And tonight, Chris Jericho and Eddie Kingston was made official for that pay-per-view coming up pretty soon, actually, right? We have, one more episode of Dynamite before Revolution? Wow. Next week is the go-home show. We're getting there.
Right, but we still have Rampage this week. We still have Rampage next week. So there's still a bit more television left.
Yeah, but one more episode of Dynamite before Revolution. And Rampage, as we know, is the jabroni show. It doesn't really matter. Dynamite's the real show, right? Come on.
Yeah, but they still could announce stuff, though. I wouldn't be surprised if they do, like last-minute stuff.
8 matches announced so far. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. Andrade, Hardy, and Cassidy versus Sting, Sammy, and Darby. Jericho versus Kingston. Hangman defending the AEW World title against Adam Cole. Britt Baker defending the AEW World Women's title against Thunder Rosa. CM Punk versus MJF in a dog collar match. And the Jurassic Boys versus Red Dragon versus the Young Bucks in an AEW 3-way tag team title match. And the face of the Revolution ladder match for a future TNT title shot, Keith Lee, Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Ricky Starks, Orange Cassidy, and another man in a 6-man ladder match. Who will be the other man? Man 6.
It's always a safe bet to say, a guy like Matt Sydal. He's pretty good in these kind of matches.
Yeah.
Something like that. The only thing with that, though, he hasn't really been around that much, so do you really want to showcase him, or maybe have a surprise Miro come back, put him in the match?
Yeah, that'd be good. A guy Madman saying, I heard Kip Sabian is going to be the Joker. The Joker in what?
Right now, I think he's just the bad guy in the crowd.
I guess there's a Casino Battle Royal next week, but isn't the Joker like a tag team? Isn't it a tag team thing? I don't know. I don't care about Kip Sabian.
For the team.
I don't need to see Kip Sabian. And Penelope Ford, where is she? She's been around. I don't know. Haven't seen her in a few weeks, but I don't know.
Possibly injured too. Who knows?
I thought they let Kip Sabian's contract kind of expire and then let him go, because I don't really need to see him.
No, he's actually been in the crowd wearing a paper bag, actually.
Still?
Yeah.
Why haven't they given up on him? I gave up on him as soon as I saw him.
They like him. They're still going to use him.
They like him? My God, they don't have a good eye for talent in this company. I thought that they did, but really they just sign anybody. If another company sign them, they'll sign them. It doesn't matter. You thought they had an eye for talent, but really they're spending indiscriminately. Kip Sabian, come on. Come on. I don't need that.
I'm seeing that he's going to be in the 6-man in the ladder match. Maybe. I don't know.
Sucks.
I'd be surprised if that happens.
I think this Mad Men guy who keeps talking about Kip Sabian is Kip Sabian. Because nobody else in the world is that concerned with Kip Sabian. This Mad Men is an alias. It's actually Kip Sabian. Asking, where's Kip Sabian? Where's Penelope Ford? The only people that will be asking those questions are Kip Sabian and Penelope Ford. No wrestling fan in the right mind gives a shit about those people. Get out of here. Kip Sabian. Kip Sabian. Sick of hearing about that guy. Never want to see that guy. Angelo Contagonis dropping a super chat to tie Brian for the lead as we wrap this show up tonight. Angelo says, do you guys think the roster is oversaturated? Super chat. What do you think, guys? John, you think they have too many guys?
I mean, yes and no. Like, I mean, if you watch Dark, I saw Dark this week. I mean, you wonder where people are. They're on shows. They're still on shows that you watch all the time. So,
yeah.
People are wrestling. You just got to watch all the shows to see them all.
I don't think they have too many people on the roster. I just think that they focus on the wrong people sometimes.
Yeah, possibly at times. But, I mean, everyone has their favorites, you know, and the way Tony Khan looks at things, you know, we look at things differently, obviously. So I can understand that. They have their preferences.
What's your interest in Red Dragon on a scale of 1 to 10? Mine's about a 2.
Honestly, like in NXT, not very high, but like in AEW, a bit more interesting because like they're different than all the other tag teams. They're just more straightforward, which I actually kind of like because all the other teams are just about jumping around all the time. I like it a little bit more straightforward.
How are they different than FTR? They seem like basically a B version of FTR.
Yeah, I guess they're more like FTR, but FTR tries to be more cunning. They're just more straightforward with their stuff.
I don't care about them. Harold Schneider dropping a super chat saying Kip Sabian, Kip Sabian, Kip Sabian. These guys just love
Kip Sabian.
These guys love Kip Sabian now. And this Madman's guy's like, you will see, he is going to win the ladder match. You'll see. I swear I'm not Kip Sabian. I think his like profile picture on YouTube is a picture of Kip Sabian. I swear this guy is Kip Sabian. He's watching our show and he's like, "Oh, you guys don't like Kip Sabian? What's your problem? Kip Sabian. You suck, Kip Sabian. All right, I'm going to tell you to your face. You suck. You're never a guy I want to see on TV ever. Kip Sabian." Super chat. I cannot believe Kip Sabian still has a contract. Doug Hepburn says, thanks, Johnny and Dave. Dave, make sure you do your homework for my UFC Fight Night picks tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see, Doug. Maybe you should learn. Maybe Doug needs to listen to my picks. Maybe he needs to learn to listen to my picks. Because last week he was, I don't know.
Win.
Yeah, you remember this, John? He goes, oh, Edgar, she's going to lose. Da-da-da-da-da. I was telling you Edgar was going to win. She was an underdog. I gave it to you as a pick last Thursday. And then Friday, Doug was talking shit. No, I think it was Saturday, Doug was talking shit. Edgar's going to lose. Da-da-da-da-da.
Friday.
And then Edgar won. Doug. Edgar won. So maybe you should listen to my picks and you'll start winning some money. Okay? Edgar won first round armbar. She was underdog. I gave it to you. And she won. Doug's telling me to do my homework. How about you listen to the goddamn picks? Team AJ. Shut up, AJ. You don't win shit. You don't win jack shit. You're just selling a bunch of wolf tickets. Bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bullshit, AJ. Yeah, Doug just liked the fighter's name. Yeah, you can't go by the name, Doug. You got to go a little deeper than that. AJ, I've got one right. I got one correct pick. Yeah, good for you, AJ. You picked a heavy favorite to win. Call me when you can pick some underdogs on the prelim card that nobody's ever heard of, like Dave does, and then I'll be impressed. Otherwise, not impressed. Yeah, I don't care, AJ. Yeah, good for you. Everybody, Hill was a big favorite. Who cares? AJ gets one pick right in his whole life, and he thinks he's goddamn brilliant, you know? He thinks
it's hard.
He's figured it all out. Yeah, how about Juliana Pena fucking smashing Amanda Nunes? Do something like that, and then come back to me. Bring me a pick like that, AJ, and then come back to me. AJ still hasn't learned from his mistakes. He's still going to pick Amanda Nunes to beat Juliana Pena in the rematch, and he's going to lose again. Because that's what AJ does. He loses. I bring you winners. Team Dave, number one team in the world.
See, that's the most anticipated fight is that rematch, just because you guys talk about it like every show. So that's the most fun. However, like I just want to say, like it's hard to pick fights for MMA. Like in wrestling, it's a bit easier. You can kind of see how things are going.
Because
MMA is a lot harder because, like, yeah, well, it's not predetermined, so that's it. And like you kind of have an idea if you've watched wrestling long enough. But MMA, like it's tough. It's really hard.
Yeah, of course, it's hard. If it was easy, people would get rich off of this. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy, and sometimes you think you win, and then you lose. AJ's still talking about old picks that he claims he made that he never actually made. Like AJ thinks
you always say the Ronda Rousey thing.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
There we go. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Ask AJ how many times he's picked John Jones to lose.
Quite a few, I think.
Yeah, guess what?
That's true.
He never ever does.
So the Anthony Smith though, like. He was kind of right there because it was a legal knee on that one.
No, he wasn't. No. John Jones won that fight. John Jones won all the fights, and AJ kept picking up to lose because AJ can't pick a winner. AJ's going to pick more losers for you tomorrow night, and I'll give you some winners tomorrow night. Here's a spoiler alert. Islam Makhachev, okay? That's an easy one. Islam Makhachev. And we will be talking about the fights tomorrow. I'll be talking shit to AJ. AJ's still saying Jones lost to Smith. No, he didn't, AJ. Check the results. The only thing Jones lost is his wife. She walked out on him. It's over. Probably a good decision.
Because we'll be talking about that Thursday.
Yeah, we'll be talking about that tomorrow night. We'll be talking about John Jones. We'll be talking about Islam Makhachev and Bobby Green doing battle this Saturday night at the Apex. We'll also be talking about my man Gegard Mousasi, who's going to be fighting Mr. Paige Van Zandt, Austin Vanderford, coming up on Friday in Dublin. Hopefully my man Wally out in Ireland is going to be going to that fight because that's a big one. Gegard Mousasi, my main man, defending his Bellator middleweight championship against Mr. Paige Van Zandt, coming up at Bellator Friday night. So we'll be talking about that. We'll be talking about the UFC, Makhachev and Green, and John Jones losing his mind. The body cam footage came out from his arrest in September where he's crying and bashing his head against a cop car. Like, it was bad. I watched that. It was a bad scene. Bad news for John Jones today. It's just a bad day for John Jones. Yeah. Probably not going to end well, the John Jones story. And we'll talk about that tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, with Ringside Report MMA, and then Friday night, Johnny and I will be back at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right after SmackDown, to talk about everything in the world of professional wrestling with Wrestling Uncensored. And I feel like there's something else that I'm supposed to say, but I don't know. I feel like I had something else, John. There was something else.
Oh, there's a big UFC coming up soon.
There is?
March 5th, no?
Yeah, I guess. That's not really what I wanted to talk about.
Well, that's all I got. That's all I can think of right now.
Okay.
Revolution, March 6th. WrestleMania coming up, but that's in April, so we're still miles away.
There was something else going on in wrestling that we needed to talk about, but you know what? We'll talk about it Friday. All right? I'll be back here tomorrow night with Freddie and AJ. No, wait, just with AJ. Oh, man, just with AJ. Freddie's not going to be with us tomorrow night.
Should be fun.
So it's just me and AJ. I might cancel the show tomorrow night, honestly, because things are happening in my world, and I don't really want to deal with AJ one-on-one. He's going to be unbearable. Already, he's just... You better behave yourself tomorrow night, AJ. That's all I'm saying. All right, I'll be back tomorrow night. Oh, AJ Styles has a contract extension. Yeah, he signed another 3-year deal, so good for AJ. Multi-million. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to talk about. That's all right. We'll talk about it on Friday night, John.
Friday.
And we'll talk about some UFC tomorrow night as well. Who's the Super Chat leader tonight? I should probably give that out.
Angelo.
Oh, Angelo just took the lead. It was a tie. Angelo, Doug, and Harold and Brian were all tied. So thank you, Brian Firth. Thank you, Angelo Contagonis. Thank you, Harold Schneider. And thank you, Doug Hepburn. Everybody tied here for the Super Chat lead. Super Chat. Harold Schneider, thank you. You've been a member for 10 months. Thank you for being a member and sticking by us and supporting the Ringside Report Network. He likes Kip's name. Kip Sabian. Angelo says, good show, guys. See you tomorrow, Dave. Thank you. And yes, we will be here tomorrow night. And Angelo is now the Super Chat leader. And yeah, the WWE show in Laval next week. That'll be fun. I get to see WWE again. I bought tickets yesterday to see Action Bronson, John. You excited about that? You don't know about that. You know Action Bronson?
Isn't that Hook's theme?
Yeah. Yeah, he does the
That's
Hook.
all I know.
Yeah, Hook took an Action Bronson song, The Chairman's Intent. And that's his theme song. Action Bronson is one of the top rappers, so I'm very, very, very happy. I haven't been to a concert since before the pandemic, right? Everything's been shut down for like 2.5 years. And the first concert that I got tickets for in May is one of my favorites, Action Bronson. So I'm pretty hyped about that. Maybe I just want to talk about Bronson. Action Bronson, the porn star, AJ says. I don't know who the hell you're talking about. Action Bronson is a rapper. He doesn't do porn. Rapper, actor, dancer, singer, exotic olive oil taster. It's him, baby. Bronsolino. Bam Bam Baklava.
It's going to be a fun show tomorrow, it seems.
I guess. I don't know what the hell AJ's talking about. And you know what? I don't want to know. Thank you, Angelo. You're the Super Chat leader. Thank you to all the members. Thank you, Doug Hepburn. Thank you, Harold Schneider. Thank you, Brian Firth. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate you. This has been the Dynamite Show, and I'll be back tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, for Ringside Report MMA here on the Ringside Report Network.